human beings naturally tend to rank things. People, places, things, ideas, everything. Rank. So you can kind of see an emergence of a pecking order, of a prioritization, whatever it is. And we try to rank things. We try to put ourselves in the position to rank things. We'll take things like, what's your favorite? What's your, where does this stand? All these little pieces of the pie. And I find it interesting because it's like it's just a natural response to things. And if there's any sort of level, it's okay. So this is where that thought came from. Of we like rank what's the worst thing too. So not only do we set a pyramid, we set a valley. So it's like a bing bing, bing bing bing. So we set a valley, and we're like, that's the worst thing that could happen, right? That's the best thing that could happen. And we live on these extremes of top, peaks and valleys. And I find at least in this culture that I live in, that's a lot of the language that is used. So it's peculiar that these things are happening. And what I've noticed is like the stoic, I don't know if it's stoic or if it's just like level the system of like things happened, where it's like it's humans' place to just not judge good or bad, but just to say it happened. These things are happening, where like that's just like leveling the peaks. It's like that's the best thing, that's the worst thing. No, it's like no, that is happening, because the comment that was said was like, oh, this guy was in videos or movies, and there's profanity, there's even nudity, like shows that that's even worse than profanity. And so that's the language that surrounds the nature of the beast, right? The people who are of the least, of the most, the least. And I find it peculiar because it's like, well, we don't stand in the place to judge, we stand in the place to name, we stand in the place to proclaim. So what that says is we are just here to say this happened, right? Or these things happened. Because if you can settle in on that and trust that, okay, the good or bad, God plans things to end for, those are with him for good. I butchered that line, but it's in there, according to his purpose. And so it's his purpose. It's outside of humanity's purpose. Things happen. And so that's what we're supposed to look at, is things are happening, not things are bad, things are worse. And obviously God shines a light and says, these are bad, these are bad, these are good. And you want to live in these things, but these things that happen. And he even says like something that humans say is bad is good. And that's struggling. People say that's bad, but realistically that's good, because in that produces a character. Follow the trail, follow the bouncing ball, and you'll find that it has a good reward. Therefore, when we walk in the day, hopefully you sleep at night, we will find that we can live leveled instead of peak and valley. And so hopefully I can start understanding and seeing that more and more, because I start seeing that more and more. So live in the level, not the peak or the valley. Aim to step in the good, and the only way we can do that is through Christ and a complete transformation of ourselves, because we are defaulted in the low and bad based on not my or human version, but Christ's, God's version, saying, hey, we've all fallen short of the glory of God. There's the high. So therefore, I'm not saying this out of, hey, isn't it funny that there's peaks and valleys and how humans naturally do that? No, I'm saying that this is what was given to us, is no, we are in the valley. And the only way to get to the peak is through the cross. And that is that's from the one who has made the whole system. So that's cool, that's encouraging. And Go fight, win. Stay level, my homies, my bromies. Peace.